Brother, if you thought that Naruto Storm Connections was unmitigated, unadulterated spam, then I got some bad news as regards Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Because of course I fired up Team BT4's Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 4, and I made some unsettling discoveries about the combat system for Sparking Zero. Because of course, they are going with and porting over Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3's combat system. And I found some unsettling things, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that like button, because Perfection and Natural Selection is going to tell you all about it. Now, one thing that I immediately noticed upon re-entry into Budokai Tenkaichi 3 Sparking Zero is that the movement in this game is jacked up. Now, don't get me wrong. As Dragon Ball fans, there are several things that we want from the Budokai Tenkaichi 3 series. We want the mammoth roster, all the missing characters that we don't currently have, and are there certain combat system aspects that we want from that game? Yes, most definitely. But overall, the combat system for BT3 compared to anything out there right now for Dragon Ball games is complete garbage. Let me describe it before you go ahead and grab your torches and pitchforks, okay? So the movement in BT4 or Sparking Zero is going to be hot garbage. One thing that I immediately noticed was that you were sliding around on the map like you're on an ice rink. Like just imagine you have like buttered up feet sliding around on a sheet of ice or a skating rink. That is what it feels like playing the neutral in BT3. And again, you're looking at the footage and you're probably able to pick up on it, but no, that's regular movement. The confusing thing about Dragon Ball Budokai Tenkaichi 3 Sparking Zero is that when you do Dragon Dash, which is supposed to be the faster movement, it somehow feels slower than the normal movement. And all that I began thinking, oh yeah, this is gonna aid spammers, because if their normal movement is faster than your faster movement that's meant to track them down from running, then yeah, this is gonna be a spammers game. But not only that, one thing other that I had to really notice is that the offense and defensive balance in this game is atrocious. Like, offensive options are just turned up to 1000, whereas defensive options, they're hidden behind luck mechanics. Let me go ahead and explain. It's luck mechanics because they require extreme timing, even for basic vanishing. Because remember, Budokai Tenkaichi 4 Sparking Zero is not going to have a stamina bar. BT3 did not have a stamina bar. You had to mash out your vanishes. So if you wanted to vanish your opponent's combos, you had to sit there and tap circle and just hope that it would go ahead and vanish the combo. Again, that's imbalanced, because if I could just tap my attack button to get my attack, but then you have to wish for luck, especially imagine online. That's what I'm imagining too. If you're online and you're sitting up there against a person with terrible McDonald's Wi-Fi, then your defense is never gonna work, because you have to tap, circle just to get your vanish out. That's not gonna work. Oh god, no, that's not gonna work at all. Other defensive mechanics like Z counter, Z vanish, those things are not gonna work online at all. Like, vanish is not gonna work because again, there's no stamina bar system in the game. So if someone throws a super attack at you, you're not going to be able to vanish it. Everyone has this nostalgia way of looking at this game. And again, I don't blame you. I love BT3 for its time. I love it for its content. I love aspects of the combat system. But I can still acknowledge that this game is going to be terrible online, because you have to factor in that the game is going to have poor netcode. Every year, I don't want to hear it. Every year we have to go through this with Bandai Namco and whoever's developing the game, which again is Spike again, and they had this wrong with Jump Force and One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows. The netcode is going to be garbage. So that means your defenses are going to be garbage. You won't be Z countering or vanishing anything. So that means if I throw out an attack, especially with the way that melee attacks work in this game, you're done. You're finished. So speaking of the matter, one of the most busted things that I have seen, and again, this is something that I've seen in Jump Force 2. You definitely noticed it with the Dragon Ball characters, is that whenever they used a melee super, it would track all the way full screen, no matter what point at which they were on the map, it would track, go at super speed, and home in on you and activate the super. That is going to be in BT4 Sparking Zero. And you're not going to have any way to defend against it. If anything, if you do defend against it, they break your guard. Like, you don't have stamina, but you still have guard that can be broken. Like, if you put up your defenses, they can break your guard and take away all your keys. And then just try for the super again and hit you with it anyway. So it feels terrible. It feels like it feels like the characters move around like they're on illegal substances. That's the way I have to put it with this game. And it is not a lack of reaction time or response time. It's just that the game is just sloppily put together. Like the high speed movements are too fast. And it's like the game doesn't, it's weird trying to explain it, but it's not like, it's like the game doesn't acknowledge it. Like with Xenoverse, they add enough time for you to process what's going on to have a response. Not that they have to slow down the game to the molasses speed or anything, but it caters to mashers. Like, I don't want to mash. I want to have a battle, an exchange of skill, combo inputs that are actually inputs and not just sitting there back. Because that's what it's about to be. This is why I brought up Naruto Storm Connections. Like, you know how that game comes down to Chakra Dash mashing on melee, Chakra Dash mashing on melee, or Chakra Dash throwing out support jutsu, right? That's what BT4 is about to be, except you're going to just mash out your melee because you know your opponent's defenses aren't going to work. And then you're going to throw super attacks because you know your opponent can't really risk blocking it, having their key broken. So I was just sitting there like, wow, like this is really how it was back then? I recognized a lot of it. This is why I was not really having too much of a learning curve. But I'm sitting there wanting to have my combos, wanting to go ahead and, you know, mess around with the lip strike and the leg sweep strike and go ahead and do that. But the CPU definitely exposes problems with this game. Like, everything is a mash fest. And if that's something that you don't like about current anime games, I'm here to break the nostalgia. I'm here to break the nostalgia Tsukuyomi, the infinite nostalgia Tsukuyomi. We might want the roster and some of the gameplay aspects, but you do not want the full BT3 combat experience coming back, because you're going to quit this game day one because cheesers are going to have a field day with this. You might not want to hear that you might still let nostalgia cloud your judgment after this. I'm saying Sparking Zero is about to be a hot ass match. It is. Again, this is me understanding the entire combat system. Like, I know how to do everything. It's just wow. And it didn't feel satisfying at the end of it. Like, oh god damn, that sucked. I didn't enjoy that gameplay at all. So it's like, how are you gonna enjoy the destruction on the battlefield? Like, they're bragging about, oh, real-time destruction, blah blah blah. Yeah, I see why you're hyper emphasizing that, because the gameplay is just not going to be there. They would have to clarify and do a gameplay demo. Not even gameplay demo, because I don't think they're going to release a demo for this game. They would have to do an exhibition and show us from beginning to end a full series of matches to see how the game moves and how it handles. Because right now, playing BT4, it feels like a bad omen for this game. So I'll continue playing it and seeing if it's like a learning curve thing. Again, I remember all the controls. It's like riding a bike, you never forget. But like, the more that I play this, I'm like, oh yeah, I appreciate like modern. It's not even just Xenoverse. It's like Raging Blast felt better than this. It felt like you did have a hand-to-hand combat match, whereas this just feels like you're sliding around on a skating rink and trying to hit your opponent. It's like, wow, no. And there's no defenses against super attacks, so it just gets thrown out. Like, no. Even Storm Connections does better than this, because at least they have substitution bars that you can use, and you'll sub the jutsu or sub the melee. So I don't know what they intend to do here. It looks bad. It definitely looks bad. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Again, I'm not trying to talk badly about the game. I'm just telling the truth and providing the evidence of my argument. So I will see you guys in the next video. Again, hit that subscribe button, enable all notifications, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.